Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight, whenever you happen to be seeing this, I would like to offer your elemental energy reading for Earth in the area of love and relationships for February of 2026. Earth covers the zodiac signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So if you are Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or have Earth high up in your chart, this message is for you. If you've never had your charts read, there is a link in the description. It's not sponsored or anything like that. To a natal chart from Llewellyn. Gives you your base 12 houses, all the little signs and symbols, and then there's 10 to 20 pages describing what all that means. And the length is based on what's all in the chart. There's also a section in there of your elemental alignment, which shows generally 2 dominant energies and 2 lesser energies. And usually the ones that are dominant are the easy ones. The ones that are lesser are the ones where you might have your challenges. It's an interesting way to look at the charts. As I said, I'm not great with the zodiac, but I'm working on it. So with that, how I like to do the readings as we look at the singles first, then those in a relationship. For each, we will look at what chakra is lighting up and what lesson is associated, and then we'll start pulling the oracle cards and getting into the messages from Spirit. So, Earth singles, you are in number 20, which is transformation. I think this is either solar plexus or sacral. But this transformation energy, well, that's funny, you can't even see the word down there. It says transformation. This is this energy. I feel like there might be a little bit of Kali coming in, but we'll look into who this deity is. There's this energy of overcoming, of changing a path, a direction. So Earth singles, is there something that you've been looking at where you're just not quite sure this is the right direction? This is your reminder or your call to action to actually start researching this. Look into it. Get into the intuitive side. Look into, what's your heart saying, the people closest to you. There's something coming in for a change, and it could be an outward change or it could be an inward change. I'm not exactly sure what direction we're headed with this just yet. And we are in the 3rd chakra, which is your solar plexus, and it is Tripura Bhairavi. Associated with terror as well as protection, this fiery goddess is an aspect of the Divine Mother who juggles the power of creation and destruction, very similar to Kali. Looking at her fierceness can make Spirit of Courage shake. Her battles are mostly directed towards burning away the obstacles that slow the progress of her children towards the journey of self-realization, such as delusion, doubt, slothfulness, other mental obstructions that may make the upward movement of a chakra energy not possible. So you're wanting to make sure that you're ready to accept the changes as well, because this is not someone you want to play with. Facing challenges, removing obstacles, creating positive change, and finding new skills or opportunities are your key words. This energy is really saying it is time to upend the apple cart. You've been feeling it, Earth singles. You know that there's something just not quite settled for you. And it could be, am I looking for the right person? Am I chasing the right person? You're not sure what is going on, but something has to change. This particular goddess that's coming in here is saying, enough's enough. Let's figure out what you really need, what you really want, and let's go forward with this information. And that's what she's offering you, is where are you at and how far do you want to go? If it's a relationship you're looking for, then what block is in the way? What maybe mental state is a feeling of unworthiness, or they would never like me because I have a mole on my cheek. They're called the beauty mark for a reason. It could be something along those lines, or it could be something in your own, like a past situation or from your childhood that is kind of blocking you from accepting a relationship. This energy is saying enough. It's time to work through this. It's time to get going. And Earth singles, I'm actually feeling this is going to be very transformative in a lot of ways for you. It's not just going to be like the one area that pops to mind first. There's a lot of shifting that's happening here, so it could be interesting how this plays out for you. Your Whispers of Love Oracle is do something for someone, give your attention to another. Sometimes what we need to do to break our own self-destructive patterns is to do something nice for someone else. Whether it's shoveling the neighbor's walk because, it's still snowy out, or helping them with their groceries into the house or out to, to the car if you're at the grocery store. Something along those lines where you're doing it just because. And this is going to help change this dynamic of what's going on. Why am I feeling like this? How is this not happening? I'm doing all the things. I've been hitting the gym. I've been reading all the books. Okay. But what are you doing to help improve overall? Like, those are important aspects. But this is where when you start to do stuff for other people, it gets you out of your head. It gets you more into the now moment. And that is invaluable when it comes to being open and ready for a relationship, because that's what, in reality, that's what most people are looking for, is a relationship. So Earth singles, sometimes you just have to get out of your own way. And that's this goddess energy that's coming in the solar plexus is saying, it's time. You're ready for some changes. Let's make these changes, whether they're big, whether they're small. In reality, any shift you do right now is going to have a ripple effect, which is what you've been kind of wanting. I keep getting that feeling that this is not something that's new to you. You've been looking for this energy. You've been looking for this tap on the shoulder or sometimes bop upside the head. It's time to take the actions now. Time to change things in this moment. So, your message from the tarot is the King of Water, trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you, trustworthy and heartfelt advice, charity work. Again, with this, doing stuff for other people and getting out of your own way is coming up here. You also have this energy of been there, done that, now it's time to unlock the lesson. Enough with repeating a pattern, fix it. That's what they're wanting to say. And with this trustworthy and compassion, respected, you're in this energy of everything's lined up for you, Earth. There's no reason that you can't have whatever it is. If it's a new friendship or if it's a more romantic partner, you have everything set up. And that's where this energy of breaking an obstacle is coming in. What's blocking you? And you're the only one that can really know that. We can talk generals on here all day. But what's blocking you? That's a good question you can ask yourself. The second card you have is the Ace of Earth. So this is your energy, Pentacles in the traditional tarot. The inflow of abundance, a promising business venture, important documents or contracts. There's something starting. You've been aware of this for a while, and that's where this King of Water energy is coming in saying, okay, you know what to do here. You know how to fix this, then fix it. Because the Ace of Earth cannot bring in the next level until this, whatever this block is that you've got going on here, is released. And this isn't so much a negative thing. It might be this was a way that you protect yourself from being hurt emotionally. That's fine. That happens. We all have our own traumas and our shadow. But this energy is, if you're ready for the change, they're here to come in to support you. The King of Water, Ace of Earth, end one situation because you know how to do it. And the other one is saying, let's start something new. And that ties into doing something for someone else, and it also ties into the obstacle breaker that you have in your solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra, by the way, is the seat of your spiritual power. It is the seat of your ability to stand in the world and do the right thing. So this is a very strong energy that you're dealing with right now, saying, listen, you have this ability, you know what you need to do. Even if you don't, you'll understand it soon, because the universe does not give answers like this unless they're going to help you understand the wisdom later. So you've got everything lined up for you, and now it's just time to say, you know what, you're right, I need to work through this, I need to figure out what's going on here, and let it go, and let God Source show you the next steps. So Earth singles, you definitely have an interesting month ahead. It's positive, I will say that. I'm not feeling negative vibes off of this, but what I am feeling is there's some work that needs to be done. You have the support of God Source, your guides and angels are coming in to support you, but it's time to actually, you've been wanting something, it's time to go chase it. So let's look at our Earth couples, and it could be you are the Earth energy, or it could be your partner, or there's just a lot of Earth in your charts. And before we do that, like, comment, and subscribe. If you see something different in the cards that I'm holding up, that's why I hold them up, feel free to comment down below and let me know your thoughts and your intuitive guidance. I read intuitively, so it's always interesting to hear what other people have to say. So with that, let's start the shuffling for our chakra energy for couples. Oh, that card jumped right out. And we have number 36, integrity. I think this is third eye energy. And with integrity, Earth couples, this is where we're truthful to each other. We're always doing the right thing even when we're not with our partner. This is where we step into the energy of honesty and truthfulness. Again, you don't have to be truthful about, I have this Christmas present for you, it's this. Those are secrets you should keep. But it's other things. This is where you are just being willing to be vulnerable with each other as well. I'm getting this impression that this is not something that you're used to doing. This is not something you're really comfortable with. And both sides, when you open up your hearts to each other, you're opening up your souls to each other, this is where that integrity of being trustworthy, being respectful, and really being attentive to your partner comes into play. Let's take a peek in our little book here. And yes, I do check the book because there's so much different information with these cards that it's interesting to see what the cards have to say, or the book has to say. So we are in our third eye energy, which is the sky right here. And your planetary link is Saturn. So this is a little stern father energy. Shani, the Hindu god associated with Saturn, wields his sword that symbolizes the cutting edge of discrimination and moral values. Positive aspect of discrimination. The first fierce-spirited ox possesses the strength and determination to endure whatever is necessary to stay on the path of right behavior. If you are someone who watches my I Ching readings, that would be the righteous path, where your morals, your ethics, and your code of conduct for yourself are really the whole thing that you apply to every aspect of your life. So that's what they're reminding you of here. Your keywords are karma, law of cause and effect, learning through experience, hard work and endurance, discipline and maturity, integrity, restrictions, and morals. That may sound very strict and stern. Saturn energy is very cut and dry and to the point. The thing when you work with this energy of Saturn or Shani is there is not going to be play here. This is being truthful. This is being brutally honest, politely honest at all times. And that's what triggers this vulnerability. This is not something that is easy to do, Earth couples, but you have the strength of character to be able to do this. And that's what I'm getting right here very strongly. And that's where this intuitive third eye aspect is, because you start to know what the other one's basically doing. When you're, especially if you're in a relationship for a long time, that connection gets so strong that it's almost like you think the same thoughts. You're still your own person. You can still go do your thing. But the connection there is strong enough that you also can trust the other person beyond what you thought you could. And that takes a little bit of intimacy and a little bit of vulnerability. So that's part of what I'm getting here with this for our Earth couples. This other deck is not wanting to cough up a card. But it's a very positive response. It's just saying, you kind of already are doing this, you two, but it's really shining forth this month of February. So, oh, that's awesome. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Saturn energy can be a little bit strict and stern, but you have to remember this is the Divine Father coming in. This is card number 7, which is a perfect number 2. It's right up there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But when we really start to bring back the focus of, yes, it takes some discipline, it takes some self-control, but these things are to support and develop this loving relationship. The only thing that is real is love, is saying, when you're in that relationship, how you treat each other and how you respect each other is the most valuable thing. And that's where getting really clear on this integrity aspect, because these two cards may not look similar. This one's very harsh and dark. This one's very beautiful. But sometimes that harshness has to come out outside the relationship to defend it. And that's what they're saying is, keep that stuff out. You're in the relationship, stay here. Because the only thing that matters is love. The only thing that is real is your connection to your partner. The rest of the world's out there, don't get me wrong, and it's real in its own sense. But what you guys have is deep, it is special, it is a bonding experience, which is what a relationship should be. And you already have figured this out. This is more of a reminder to your Earth energies. And it's interesting that integrity also brings up the bull, because Taurus is a bull, and you've got this energy of kind of bullheadedness. And it's like, you're not going to tell me what to do. I'm not. Source is. And that's where the energy is coming forward, is reminding you of that. Reminding you, you already know this. This is your reminder that the relationship, getting that loving feeling with each other, it doesn't have to be, the rainbows and butterflies and that fluttery belly feeling when you first met. Still could be there, don't get me wrong. But it's that knowing that you can be with this person. You can see, like, sitting on the rocking chair when you're in your 90s, having a sip, watching the kids play in the yard or whatever. You already are there, and that's what this is wanting to remind you of. Your first tarot is the Page of Fire, outgoing, creative, confident, and mischievous. That could be fun, especially this month. News of an exciting or new endeavor. Use your originality and your ingenuity. Just because you've been together for, I don't care if it's been 10 years or 50, you could still have fun. And I know I've watched enough of my older friends who are in relationships and have been in relationships for, 40, 50 years. The mischievous side never goes away. It never stops. For example, my great-grandparents, when they were still alive, they were married for like 60 plus years. She would be baking a cake, having company over, and he inevitably would jump in front of the oven because he liked pound cake, so it's dense. So it'd be like rising, and he'd purposely fall it. And he did this a lot. This wasn't like a once in a while thing. And she would yell at him, and we as kids thought it was the funniest thing ever. But it was never anger between the two, because she knew he was going to do it. So she always made two. One went in the oven, he could crash that one, and he had his cake. And the other one was for everyone else, and he wouldn't do it to that one. It was just kind of a playful little thing that they would do. But that's that mischievous side. Like, you're just a little toad. And that's what the Page of Fire is saying. Find those reasons to have fun with each other. I mean, time and place, obviously. But it's also that energy of knowing that it's not meant to be mean. It's just having fun and being a little cheeky. That's going to keep things just more interesting in life. That also is going to help keep that real aspect of love in the relationship. You're not doing this with everyone else. You're doing it with your partner. So your second one is our number 16 with life experiences, major arcana, big life lessons here. And it's Archangel Kamael, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. This is saying it's time for you in the relationship aspect to really bloom. It's really time to, if things have been a little bit stagnant, things have been a little interesting, shake it up. February is a great time for that, especially for couples. And so Earth couples, this is your call. Let's get a little, we'll use a PC word, let's get spicy, because that's the energy that's coming in. And it's the life experiences of being with someone that you've been with for a while, where you kind of know which are the right buttons to push to fire things up. Play with that. Really enjoy each other's company. If you've got kids, drop them off at Grandma and Grandpa's house for a weekend and just reconnect in the physical sense, but also the spiritual sense. There's a lot of positive energy here that's coming in for our Earth couples. It might start off a little stern because you have Saturn coming in, but he's just wanting to make sure you're taking care of each other. He wants to make sure you're taking care of yourselves and each other, because you're in a relationship. So if one's healthy, the other's healthy. And when you're looking after each other, that bond gets deeper, because in reality, this is a true statement. If you can build this strong foundation, and Earth, this is what you do anyway. Look at the tree that you can build. Look at the life you can create when you really anchor with each other. And that's what they're wanting to bring forward for this message. With that, I will let you guys and gals go. Have a great and intense month of February. Have as much fun as you can. Be a little cheeky, but be extra spicy. I'll see you in the next video.